Baby's Heart Fund is a great story. Some 40 years ago, I became director of pediatric cardiology. I looked at the budget and saw that we would have no budget to train fellows in the future. Any medical center that's worth anything has to train people to be the next generation of physicians.
When Welton Gersony approached us, I was actually thrilled to be approached and to give an opportunity to give back. So our first event was back in 1987, and we took a walk through Soho followed by a dinner at a Chinese restaurant.
Raised $12,000. We never dreamed at the time that it would reach where it is now.
It's just a fantastic organization that has gotten us to where we are today. In 30 years, we have trained over 150 fellows or doctors to become physician scientists, clinicians, all to take care of patients with congenital heart disease.
We thought we were coming to get a second opinion. I mean, we knew that there was an issue with Mirabelle's heart, but we weren't on red alert. And when he came out, he felt he needed to do a procedure right away. Just one of those moments when time stopped.
She was born with aortic valve stenosis, so her aortic valve was tight. It couldn't open up wide enough so that her heart could pump blood out to her body. So she needed to have that opened up with a catheter. In the past, it would have been a surgical intervention right from the get-go. An urgent surgical procedure for an aortic valve in a baby was life-threatening. Their hearts were failing at the time. They were really sick, and to have to put them on bypass and stop their heart, there was a big risk of a life-threatening heart rhythm problem.
When we first got a request in the nursery for the doctors to examine Kara again, the big question is always, what's wrong? How do I know what's happening?
Well, it was very scary, and of course you had no sense of how significant it was. Of course the doctors try and put you at ease, but you really don't know.
And a lot of times the difficulty is really for the parents in trying to understand what's happening with their child. What I always tell my families that myself and my team and the rest of the doctors and nurses and the great team that we have here at Columbia, we're going to be with you every step of the way. So you're never alone in this process. You have now found a new family, and we're going to take care of your child.
In Kara's case, again, she was born more years ago than Mirabelle with congenital heart disease. She is one of our success stories of patients growing up now to be adults with congenital heart disease, able to have a child of her own.
I have a very early memory of being in a hospital. I had a doll that was a Raggedy Ann doll. I still have her. My daughter has her now, actually, and she has a heart under her dress, and my parents put a Band-Aid over the heart. So I do remember that from when I was a baby.
50 years ago, we couldn't take care of that child with congenital heart disease so that they could actually grow up to be an adult, let alone have a child, be functioning in the world and happy and healthy. So amazing, the techniques, the technologies, the progress that we have made.
I've been very lucky and blessed to be honored with the award this year for research from the Baby's Heart Fund, and we'll be looking forward to using that funding to help create fetal interventions on babies before they're born.
Like many pediatricians, I just really love children and working with their families. Part of the privilege of being in pediatric cardiology is that we're not just taking care of the child, we're taking care of the whole community that cares for this child so much.
They just do amazing things. I mean, not only with Mirabelle, but also with other families that I've met and kids with a whole range of even more serious heart conditions. I just think the combination of having like the best skilled doctors and then also being amazingly receptive to families and caring about families just makes it the best place to come.
It was very easy to become involved in the Baby's Heart Fund, first because they'd saved our child, but the more we understood about the way the money was spent in terms of research and training doctors to treat other children with cardiac problems, the more we became convinced that it was a great place to be because every dollar they raise goes to a good cause.
I now have 2 children, work part-time, and am able to lead a very healthy and happy life.
Mirabelle, she does gymnastics and squash and a million other active things.
She's a little bit of a speed demon on skis.
She is. She's a little bit of a daredevil. There's just never been something that we've had to worry about.
The advancement and the progress that we have made over 30 years in the care of patients with congenital heart disease or pediatric heart disease is amazing.